Welcome back to the Diamond, where the 2026 NL Central Power Rankings are heating up as we enter Week 4. The Cincinnati Reds are surging after a dominant week, sweeping the Twins and taking down the Giants, while Sal Stewart powers the offense with massive home run production. Meanwhile, the St. Louis Cardinals have caught fire, rattling off 5 straight wins as Alec Burleson and J.J. Weatherholt continue to dominate at the plate to keep the Redbirds trending upward.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Things are just as intense for the Chicago Cubs, who have banked 5 consecutive victories, and are seeing an elite performance from Shota Imanaga on the mound as he continues to shut down opposing lineups. It is a total scrum in the division right now, because even the Pittsburgh Pirates are playing high-quality baseball despite a tough schedule, as Wendell Cruz and Marcell Ozuna provide the muscle for a roster that refuses to back down. Every single team in this group owns a winning record, which leads us to the question, is the NL Central officially the toughest division in all of baseball right now? It is not just the Central making noise as we look across the league at the latest MLB power rankings. The Braves are looking like a freight train, while the Padres continue to rack up wins, and the Yankees are leaning on the incredible slugging duo of Aaron Judge and Ben Rice to climb the charts. We are seeing major storylines unfold as the Detroit Tigers go on a winning tear, thanks to the closing mastery of Kenley Jansen, who is cementing his place in history among the game's greatest save leaders. As we track the movement in the Fangraphs power rankings, it is clear that stars like Yordan Alvarez and Mike Trout are putting on absolute clinics at the plate, even as their teams face varying degrees of adversity. Whether it is the red-hot streak of the Cubs or the desperate search for wins in the struggling Mets, Clubhouse, the landscape of baseball is shifting every single day. Make sure you are in on all the action by hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and ringing the bell for every update. Ever wonder what a bloodbath looks like in the baseball standings? Welcome to Week 4 of the 2026 NL Central Power Rankings, where the term Easy Week simply does not exist. Every single team in this division finished the week with a winning record, making the NL Central the undisputed toughest neighborhood in the league right now. Leading the charge, the Cincinnati Reds are feeling like a freight train. After taking care of business against the Giants, they went into Minnesota and absolutely stifled the Twins. Sal Stewart is playing out of his mind with 3 homers this week, but the real story is how clinical this pitching staff is being. Even when they aren't racking up massive strikeout totals, they just don't give away free bases. They head to Tampa Bay next. Let's see if that momentum survives the road trip. Then you have the Cardinals and Cubs, who are effectively playing mirror images of each other. Both teams stumbled on Monday only to rip off 5 consecutive wins to close out the week. St. Louis is getting incredible production from Alec Burleson and a scorching hot bullpen led by Riley O'Brien. Meanwhile, the Cubs are riding the arm of Shota Imanaga, who turned in an 11-strikeout masterpiece against the Phillies. Watching these 2 squads jockey for position is like watching 2 heavyweight fighters refuse to blink. Even the Pirates, who cooled off slightly with a 4-3 week, look dangerous. Paul Skeens is basically a cheat code right now, tossing 10 innings of 1-run ball across 2 starts. It's hard to stay perfect when you're facing elite talent, but Pittsburgh remains a team no one wants to see on their schedule. Finally, we have the Brewers, who are the unluckiest team in baseball solely because they are trapped in this division. A 4-2 week would put you in the driver's seat anywhere else, but here, it's just par for the course. Bryce Turang's 19-game on-base streak is a masterclass in consistency, and their rotation, highlighted by a stellar MLB debut from Coleman Crowe, proves they have the depth to stay in this fight all summer. Are the Reds the team to beat, or is the NL Central chaos going to crown a surprise winner by the All-Star break? Hit that subscribe button and drop your predictions in the comments below. If this is what Week 4 looks like, I can't wait to see the fireworks in May. Forget everything you thought you knew about the National League Central. For years, we've looked past this division, assuming the heavy hitters in the AL West or the NL East were the ones running the show. But if you look at the scoreboard this April, the narrative has completely flipped. Right now, The NL Central isn't just competitive, it is officially the toughest division in all of Major League Baseball. Think about this. Every single one of the 5 teams in this division is currently boasting a winning record. That is a clean sweep of consistency that no other division in the league can claim, and with a combined winning percentage pushing a massive .598, they are undeniably the hottest group in the sport. The best part? It's a total dogfight at the top. We are talking about a razor-thin margin of just 1.5 games separating the entire field. Even the Pittsburgh Pirates, sitting at a solid 13-9, find themselves locked in a real-life scrum where every single pitch feels like it carries postseason weight. It's a brutal reality check for the Bucks, who are chasing their first division title since 1992, but they're finding that survival of the fittest is the new baseline here. Now look, some will say teams like the Reds and the Cardinals are playing with house money. Both teams have negative run differentials, which tells us they've been catching some lucky breaks that might not last forever. If that regression hits, the door is going to swing wide open for a team like Pittsburgh to make a serious power move. But whether it's luck or legitimate skill, one thing is certain. The NL Central has transformed from an afterthought into the most unpredictable drama in baseball. It's going to be a long, intense summer, and I want to hear your take. Do you think the NL Central can keep this pace up, or is a massive collapse coming? Drop a comment below and let's argue about it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the madness of the MLB season, because in a division this tight, you cannot afford to miss a single inning. Welcome back to the Diamond, folks. If you thought the start of the MLB season was predictable, these latest power rankings are here to prove you wrong. From historic hitting streaks to absolute freefalls, the narrative is shifting fast. Let's dive right in. At the top, the Dodgers hold the crown, but there's a tremor in the force. Shohei Ohtani's on-base streak is now 51 games long, yet the team just dropped a series to the Rockies. Even more concerning, Edwin Diaz looks shaky, and that velocity dip is a major red flag. Meanwhile, the Braves are officially on a heater, sweeping the Phillies in a statement series that proved once again why you never count Atlanta out in April. And can we talk about the Padres? Not only are they looking like a juggernaut, but Mason Miller is playing video game baseball right now. That scoreless streak is just absurd. Speaking of dominant play, the Yankees are cruising thanks to an Aaron Judge and Ben Rice duo that is putting up numbers we haven't seen since the days of Mantle and Berra. On the flip side, the NL Central is getting spicy. The Pirates are stacking up wins with pure hustle, and the Reds are proving that winning one-run games is an art form, even if that luck is bound to regress eventually. And don't sleep on the Brewers. Watching them execute 3 straight bunts for the lead was a beautiful reminder that small ball isn't dead. It's just waiting for the right moment. Now for the ugly side of the ledger. The Mets are currently in a tailspin, dropping 11 straight games, a feat of ineptitude we haven't seen in Queens since 2004. It's tough to watch, and the pressure on Carlos Mendoza is mounting by the hour. The Royals aren't doing much better, riding a 7-game losing streak that has everyone, including Salvador Perez, feeling the heat. It's been a rough stretch for the Royals, and that mental breather drama is just the latest symptom of a team searching for answers. But that's the beauty of this game, isn't it? One week you're on top of the world, and the next you're fighting just to get a win. We've got massive storylines developing, from pitching injuries in Minnesota and Texas to Munetaka Murakami putting on a power show in Sacramento. There is never a dull moment in this league. Which team do you think is a total fraud, and who is your dark horse for a deep October run? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm dying to hear your takes. Thanks for hanging out, and remember, no matter how bad your team is playing right now, baseball is a game of streaks. Keep the faith, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Is the MLB season already starting to feel like a marathon, or are you just trying to keep track of who is actually legit? Welcome to the Fangraphs Power Rankings breakdown for mid-April. Before we dive into the standings, I've got to point you toward the new Power Rankings board on the Fangraphs lab. It is an absolute game changer. You can filter a low ratings, playoff odds, and power scores for every team over the last 5 years. Plus, I've added emojis to the mix to help you track those hot and cold streaks at a glance. Now, how do we calculate this? We use a modified ELO system, blending raw performance with coin flip playoff odds to ensure the rankings stay reactive to current form without losing sight of the bigger picture. At the top of the mountain, the Dodgers still hold court, but the Braves are breathing down their necks after sweeping the Phillies. Austin Riley is officially back to his 2023 form, and with unexpected production from guys like Mauricio Dubon, Atlanta is looking scary again. Meanwhile, the Dodgers have hit a speed bump, specifically with Edwin Diaz's velocity concerns. If he can't stabilize that bullpen, the Padres, led by the absurd dominance of Mason Miller, are ready to capitalize. Elsewhere, the Bronx is buzzing, but not just because of Aaron Judge. Ben Rice is putting up video game numbers, posting a 245 WRC+ and homers in 4 straight games. Over in the NL Central, it's arguably the toughest division in baseball. Everyone is over .500, and the Cubs are scoring runs in bunches despite injury issues. The Reds are sitting in first, and while their run differential looks a bit shaky, they are masters of the one-run game thanks to the best bullpen era in the league. Looking at the underachievers, the Phillies and Mets are currently in a race to the bottom of the tier. The Mets have dropped 11 straight, and their offense has essentially gone cold. They're praying for a Juan Soto return to spark something, while the Phillies are just waiting for Zach Wheeler to return and stabilize a rotation that has been getting roughed up. Finally, give some credit to the Rockies and Angels for pure entertainment value. Watching Mike Trout and Aaron Judge go back and forth in a home run duel was the kind of baseball magic we live for. And Antonio Senzatela's reinvention as a dominant reliever. That is exactly the kind of mid-season plot twist that makes following these rankings so rewarding. Which team do you think is a total fraud, and who is being slept on? Drop a comment below, check out the full power rankings board on Fangraphs to visualize your team's path, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives. Stay tuned, because in baseball, even the best teams can lose a pennant in April.